Hello and welcome to Flory Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got new or Platts, whichever way you want to call them, brand new Mclaren. This is the MP4 2C version. Okay, this is the 1/20th scale F1 car. Very much a classic. Apparently, I must admit, I wasn't aware of this until somebody mentioned it to me. Obviously, you've got that standard sort of Marlboro. This is for Marlboro Lights, is in the gold scheme, which is just something a little bit nice. Anyway, if you're an F1 fan, this is the 1986 Portuguese Grand Prix version. It's a 2-in-1 Decal one, as you can see on here, and again, very, very nice indeed. So obviously you're not going to get Marlboro written all over it, not in this day and age, but that's why it's in the gold and white, because again, I didn't tweet it, but apparently it was done for the Marlboro Lights. So anyway, there we go, that's a few pictures of it done. Your kit number for this particular one is PN2003, okay. A little bit bumped down in here about your colours and your various things, as you might imagine. So in the box, we have our standard sort of thing. So we've got cut screws, we've actually got the floor pan and the shell, we've got the tyre. God, I tell you what, some weight in those tyres. We've got the tyres, and then for the black sides, we've got all the internals for the engines and the various things like that. We've got the decals. So you do get both. So you've got that gorgeous sort of day glow orange and with the yellow as well. That is, but there's a lot of static on it, whatever it is. Okay, and then obviously we've got the decals. So, starting off with the instructions, we'll go through this. Okay, so we do get a nice detailed engine as well. Again, it's nothing massive, but you could easily go to town with a little bit of, you know, lead wiring and various things in there, just to liven it up just a little bit right the way through. It is cooling out, it does have decals onto it as well, and there's some nice here for alignments and things like that showing you, and for the painting guide as well. So putting that lovely engine together right the way through, and then obviously we're putting on the actual drive shafts, suspensions, and then we've got the exhaust and all the other mounting plates and things like that going together as well down in there. Okay, then we're over to the underside. So we've got various things down in here on the floor pan, putting some details in and stuff like that. Then we've obviously got all the steering and the sort of the arms and all the bits and pieces going onto these. All right the way through. We've got the brakes being fitted into that one, and then over here we're into the seat assembly. So we've got some decals for the harnesses. Usual thing, you can easily liven them up by plating them up as well. Okay, we've got some holes to open up as well right the way through. Steering wheel being fitted down into that one, and we've got the dash being put in as well. Okay, then we're on to the other side. So again, we've got down in here the turbocharger assembly being fitted down in. So we've got those going in, and again, different angles to show that one as well as those go in there. Then we've got the power plant being fitted down into it, and then obviously we've got the actual brake system, things like that, and the suspensions all going down in there just like that. Oil tank assembly, as you can see, the various parts being fitted down there, and the oil cooler as well, okay, down in there. And then obviously the radiators being dropped in, and then with the actual floor plan, we've got the first bit of the front shell going down in there, and there's a couple of decals to go in there in place as well. Over to the wheels as well. Looks like we've got decals for the actual Goodyear. We'll see those in a moment. And then we've got the actual hubs being fitted onto that one. They are screwed in as well. So there we go. We got some screws actually going to be screwing the actual those ones is. And this little guy looks like we actually get a driver for that. So it looks like it's going to be a specialist screw on there, so it's got that look for them. So fair enough with that one. Got the rear wing being fitted down onto this one, and then obviously we've got the front wing system being fitted in there. We've got the windscreen, the head restraint, the various bits and pieces at the back, and then we've got the little air outlet assemblies being fitted down on the back. Okay, and then we've got the front body being fitted onto this one, and then we've actually got the sort of barge boards on the sides being fitted in there for your completed model. Decals and markings, as you can see just down in here. So you said you've got your different versions. It's the same one, it just depends if you want to do it in Marlboro Lights or in there. And there's your bit on the back. Very nice indeed. So straight into it, let's have a look at these decals, because they are Day-Glo decals. The trouble you have with Day-Glo decals is if you're not painting over a white surface with them, they can be a little bit of a problem. And you can probably, if we do it like a little bit of a mini side-by-side here, you can probably see how bright and vibrant those colours are. Incredibly strong, okay? But you can see the Day-Glo ones really very, very nice. Good, thick, printed on there, so that you need them quite thick so it carries that colour. Or we've got the yellow down in there as well for the Marlboro Lights as well, so car 1 and 2. All right, so that's pretty nice indeed. We've got a little bit of metal work down in there as well, which will probably be for the mirrors. And then down in here, we can see, if I can get it out, that's closed up for me. You can see we've got the tyres. So we've got the Goodyear, which are Goodyear and logoed as well for the Eagle tyres, no problem at all. Obviously we've got Shell, don't have Marlboro funnily enough, but there we go. But yeah, very nice as well. And again, good, solid, you know, quite thick, but in some ways you're going to need that so the colour carries through. You don't want translucent whites and various things to that. So you might need a little bit of work to get the actual Goodyears down on the actual rubber tyres, but we will see. So what we'll do for a change, we will start with the said rubber tyres. So I can get down in here. Okay, so we'll just grab one. Let's have a look at the rear. There we go. So these tyres, as you can see, actually don't look too bad at all. We have got a centre seam running down in here, but let's face it, as they say in the trade, scrubbed tyres, is it? So we actually give them a bit of a wear in as well, and they should be absolutely fine. Again, there's nothing on them apart from a little bit of wall detail, but you're going to be decaling them up. Anyway, same with the fronts as well, and the small little centre seam on there as well. And again, they are almost solid. There is a little hub in there, but they're not hollow. So again, you don't want weighted wheels on Formula 1 cars, so it's nice, good, heavy, and that explains why they are literally so heavy. Okay, here's these screws, and as you can see, they have, hopefully you can see, a funny head. So that's why we get a little bit of a special bar for putting these in, because the screwdriver's not going to put those on. They're more of an actual hex on that one. Okay, we've got a little bit of clear part as well, as you can see. So no problems with those down in there. So let's just pop these back in the bag because we don't want to lose them. Okay. Okay, so if we start with the shell. Into it. Okay, so body, to be honest, the new Platts kits are really very, very nice indeed. There's nothing wrong with that. So as you can see, there's the nose. There's a little bit of flash on it, but to be honest, a couple of swipes and you will be literally done. Okay, so that's no problem at all. There is a little bit of a line in here. I'm not sure if that's where the decal's going to line up into it, but you can see that on there. And it sort of comes into this section down on the side. So technically the markings go there, so I don't know if you can just butt that up or that is a mould line. So anyway, the main part as well, you can see the sort of louver doors at the back are nice and clean, straightforward, good solid white plastic as well. Nothing of it's translucent or anything else like that. So that's very, very nice indeed. So actually that's quite good. The floor pan, as you can see, for the underside in those days, they were literally flat. Not like that now. Okay, but yeah, as you can see, good solid right the way through. Make for a nice build, no doubt. Okay, and over in here we've actually got in the bag. There we go. Switch it along. Okay, so just down in here we've got the full, all the various parts on the black sprue, and again it's really, really nice. And that's the thing with the Platts kits, so you look around on the close-up, you can see very small little gates, and again little details down in here. Look at it in there. This is that screw hex on top for actually putting the wheels on, so that's quite nice. Okay, and then obviously all the parts we've run across. You've got your suspension, got the roll bar there, we've got parts of the engine, the turbo, got the gearbox, tops of the engines. So yeah, this is the old V12 era, was it? Brakes, very nice indeed. And then we've got the inside of the cockpit, and again it's got that carbon, sort of carbon look, carbon fibre look. So yes, really very, very nice indeed. Good job on that one, no problem at all. Good sharp details. Okay, so over here we've got the floor on sprue M and the suspension. So as you can see, very nice. We've got the seat, we've got the radiators, we've got the turbos there, we've got the radiators for the fronts and all the rest of it. And again, good, solid look to it. No flash at all, really. There's minimal burring as well, which is a nice touch as well. Okay, and then last up, down into the hubs. Okay, black or white first? Let's do the black one first. As you can see, these are those intakes and the wheel hubs. Nice, good, solid. No problem with anything like that on sprue G. And then you say we've got these sort of side barge boards and the tails and the front splitter for the front and rear wings. And again, really very, very nice indeed. There's a little bit under here. So that's actually a little bit of a downside because you've got ejector pins under here, but also can you see the tooling marks where they've been in there with a grinder? So you'll need to polish that because obviously I'm not saying it's going to be on view, but these ones here as well, they are going to be in where you could see them. So you might want to just pop in here and just give them a sand out. Luckily they're on a flat, so it's not going to be a problem. It's just a little bit of a shame you've got those. Okay, this little sprue definitely looks a little bit sort of afterthoughtish, shall we say. But generally very, very nice indeed. There we go. Let's face it, if you are an 80s F1 fan, this is going to be an absolute must for you. Let's face it, at the end of the day. But definitely, just if you're an F1 or a sports car fan in general, it's a beautiful kit. It's going to go together absolutely lovely, and the decals are fantastic.